Welcome to Girl Talk. Today we're filming at America's Best Flowers in Cottage Grove. And I have to say, love our background behind us. I want them to come and do my front stoop for my house.
Right?
Love all the
They always
decorations.
outdo themselves. Fantastic.
We'll be talking with Spike. He's the general manager at the Edgerton location. Did you know there's a second location? And he's going to be talking about spring bulbs, how to plant them, when to plant them, all the do's, all the don'ts, and how to ensure a successful spring blossoming.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is so
Planning ahead,
exciting
that's a
when you
good
see
plan.
that in the spring. So.
I'm going to ask him about squirrels because I tend to have critters digging up my bulbs and all my good.
But they're so cute.
Yeah, they're so cute. They think it's a little buffet.
They think it's a buffet, and then you just have hole after another there in your yard and a bunch of full squirrels that are getting fat.
So I have a question for you guys. If you were just, I don't know, sitting at a stoplight or walking down the street and someone came up to you and said, here, those are for you to enjoy. You keep one and you give one away. Enjoy, have a good day. Would you believe
say
it?
how much?
Yeah,
I
wouldn't
think
you?
our first instinct is to say, what's the catch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Or, you know, when someone's on the street handing out something, I think we all kind of steer around them or avoid eye contact or
Right.
whatever. Well, America's Best and a bunch of florists all over the country did something special, and we're going to learn more about that. And I think it's a pretty cool thing.
I love
Look
those
at
acts
these
of kindness.
bouquets while we're at it. These are such gorgeous bouquets. They're so good at putting things together and making it look just awesome.
Well,
They're
they
just
have the
very
little
good
touches
people
of
over there.
fall here, like these little
The
this
burlap,
yeah,
yeah.
and
It's
this,
so
like,
soft, but yet it's got the little bit, like you said, of fall touches. So
Just
it's
a
a
nice
good
special
combination.
touch.
Have you guys ever had somebody do like a random act of kindness for you? Like just buy you coffee or?
I can't think of one specifically like that offhand, but often, you know,
Yeah.
I feel like if you're looking for it, there's cues of kindness, you know, every day.
One time I found a note that just said, "You are beautiful."
oh,
Just like a
that's
random
nice.
Post-it note that was stuck in a random place for somebody to find.
Oh, like wasn't specific to
Wasn't
anyone.
specific.
It was just there.
It was just like
yeah.
made you smile.
Have you
know,
ever
like-
seen a mirror like that? I like those a lot. I'm always like, thanks.
I've paid, if I'm walking past a meter and it's been expired, I'll
Yeah,
drop
that
it
one is a really
awesome.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that's harder to do now that
I
they're
love
not
that
all
though
coins.
too because they might not even notice or know
Right.
that you did it.
Yeah.
And you're just doing it because it's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Janet Crescent, everyone.
Speaking of speaking of caring for others, William Thomas Jewelers is going to be stopping by, and they have great custom work that they do with jewelry, but they're also doing great work supporting great causes. They have an event coming up. I was looking at whether it's a gala, or a gala.
Gala.
And I think we've said all three
Yep.
probably in our discussion of this. But we'll meet him. He'll talk about an upcoming event
Now,
supporting.
is he handing out rings two at a time out of
I hope so.
curiosity?
That would be great.
Keep one and pass
that
one along.
forward, right?
But right after the break, we're talking gaming, tabletop gaming. If you've heard of Comic Con, but have you heard of Gamehole Con? Big event coming up, and the director's going to talk to us about that coming up right after this break. And welcome back to Girl Talk. Today we are at America's Best Flowers out in Cottage Grove. We're surrounded by straw bales, scarecrows, and even a tin man. Maybe we'll get to show you that a little bit later.
With a heart.
With the heart, he did find his heart, so good news, good news. Right now though, Gamers Paradise coming up, listen up. We have the largest tabletop gaming convention coming really soon, and the director is joining us right now, Alex Kammer. Thanks for taking some time to talk to us today.
I'm so pleased to be here. Well, this is a wonderful setting, by the way.
Thank
This is
you.
really
Yes.
nice.
Well, I say thank you like we did it ourselves, but
I'm impressed. This is very nice.
Not too bad a place to relax.
Not at all.
all right, I alluded a little bit to the convention that's coming up, Alex. It's called Gamehole Con.
Gamehole Con, yeah. So gaming conventions always have the suffix of con for short for convention, so that's why. So this is a show that my friends and I started putting on 5 years ago, and because we are lifelong gamers, and so maybe we should back up. This is tabletop gaming, so this is board games and things like non-electronic games.
Right up my alley.
Yeah.
And I
love
think
that.
you said
With the
before, it's
board
even
games.
classic games, right? The
Yes.
classics like Monopoly. It doesn't have to be Dungeons and Dragons.
Nope. You wouldn't know this if you weren't a gamer, but you are living in the golden age of gaming. Gaming has never been more popular. It's exploded. The market share for toys has never been higher. And I think there's been a pushback, quite frankly, from console games and electronic games, and people want to play more interpersonal games.
Yes.
Families are buying board games at higher rates than they ever have. I play board games with my kids all the time. They love it. So that's what our convention is. It's a celebration of tabletop gaming. And so we started this a few years ago, and the thing has gone crazy. It's huge. It's now the largest tabletop gaming convention in the entire region. And it's one of the largest ones in the country. Here in Madison.
And year 5.
Year 5.
Happy anniversary.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
great.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's such a wonderful idea. I have to say, I grew up playing a lot of tabletop games, or I call it board games, but same thing.
Yep.
And then, video games kind of got a little more popular in my, middle school years or something. And now, they have exploded in this way that it's just overwhelming to your senses. I don't even understand what's going on in half the games, and I don't really want to, but I have a kid who really likes it. But he also really likes board games so much. So we spend a lot of time too as a family playing, and that's a way to interrelate as a family versus where it's just you and the screen, right?
Yep.
So I really appreciate as a parent what you're doing. Thank you.
Well, sure. I am such a small part of it. The game stores we also, an odd thing about Madison and Dane County, we lead the nation in per capita game stores. That no one plays more games in the world more than we do here.
That's such a great pice of information.
It's
Who
really
would've known
strange.
that?
I don't know.
It's
I think it's a
wonderful.
combination of the university and the state capitol
Yeah.
and. Those sort of factors I think build in, but it's pretty cool.
Cheeseheads.
Yes,
Right.
yes, long
You
winners.
can fit that in anywhere.
Yeah, right,
exactly.
Before we run too much out of time, I want to make sure we talk about some of the things and then
absolutely.
that you can expect and sort of who the main audience, I guess, is that goes.
Yeah, it's really for gamers of all stripes. So this is not all serious, hardcore, intense gamers. We have a lot of families. In fact, I have small children, and all the guys that run the show have small children. So we built the show to be family friendly. And I go to shows around the country, and our show has more families than anyone I've ever been to. So I'm really proud of that fact. So we have things like, for kids, we have things like face painting. We have dedicated kids games. We have balloon animals that are being made. We have a free games library, so you can go in and you can go in with your kids or your family and say, we kind of like these sorts of games. And then someone will fit you with a game for free. You sit down and play it. You can try it. And then we have a big exhibition hall. So if there's some game you want to buy, you can buy it there from one of 50 different publishers who are there that are selling games.
Very cool.
And then there are all kinds of ticketed games that are going on. And you can try all kinds of games. This is where publishers bring their newest games to have people try them. And so you can demo new games that haven't been published yet.
Wow.
So that's
Cutting edge.
pretty neat. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Something for everyone, definitely.
Yeah.
The whole range you've got going there, Alex. Let's talk about admission, parking. People worry about that sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Most people in the area have gone to a show at some point at the Alliant Energy Center. We have tried to make it easy, and we've bought out all the parking, so parking's free. So you can, because we're not trying to make money on this. This is really just a fun adventure for us. Myself and the guys have actual jobs, so this is just a joyful thing.
This is a give back.
It is. It's something that we enjoy doing. So yeah, then you buy an admission badge, and once you're in, you have full access to all kinds of things.
Oh, very nice.
Do you still have the immersion room? We're about out of time, but an immersion experience?
Yes, I should mention that. True Dungeon, yes. It's a 2-hour experience. It's basically going from 12-minute escape room to escape room where you solve puzzles. It's amazing.
Is that for all ages too?
Yes, and it's
Oh, my
it's
son's
it's
gonna
a
freak out.
25,000 square foot experience. It's amazing.
And you don't even have to know how to play the
Nope,
game. You
it's
just can
designed.
walk in.
It's designed for the
so there.
biggest beginner.
Love it. Alex Kammer is the director of Gamehole Con. It's coming to the Alliant Energy Center, and that's November 2nd through the 5th. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
We'll be right back right after this break.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We are here today at America's Best Flowers in Cottage Grove. I just love being here because regardless of the time of year, what the weather is like outside, it's always so bright in here. And so much color.
I always get my kitty fix because they have kitties running around the place. So.
It's so much fun. There's been a couple of times where they sneak up on you and they jump out of nowhere. It's so much fun. But with us today, we have Bill Furman. He's with William Thomas Jewelers, the owner over there. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And now you guys really believe in giving back to the community. Obviously, you guys have just gorgeous jewelry over at William Thomas, and really about custom jewelry is what you specialize in. But kind of thinking about giving back, you guys are actually a part of the Butterfly Gala, and it's a fundraiser for a Grace, and that's coming up here at the end of the month. Tell me a little bit about it.
It is. It's a great organization. It's October 28th. It's at the Edgewater, the new Edgewater. It's been a great facility for that. The people involved every year just do a wonderful job helping us raise money for the cause.
That's so wonderful. And it sounds like, not only is it a great fundraiser, obviously, for a Grace, but you are going to have the opportunity to potentially win some great jewelry.
That's right. There's a raffle.
Okay.
There's about 120 tickets being sold. you have a chance to win thousands of dollars in jewelry. And there'll be there'll be a display like what's in front of us at the event, and there'll be things you can take with you, or you can come in for a full jewelry experience and have something custom designed with that certificate.
That is fantastic.
That's so
It is,
exciting.
yeah.
So not only do you get to go to the Edgewater, which is beautiful,
Right.
in the fall, and it's a gala, which I mean, whatever
Yes.
happens there,
Dress
you just
up.
get to say you get to go
Yes.
to a gala.
Right.
That's wonderful, right? And you get to be surrounded by, you know, you nice people, your beautiful business, and all the things you offer, and possibly win some.
Yeah.
Can you speak to any of the specifics that are going to be available as far as winning at the raffle, or just kind of keep your eyes on the jewelry?
You know, keep your eyes on the jewelry because there's going to be a lot of things available.
Yeah.
And we don't like to have one piece available at fundraisers because it limits the participants. If you already have diamond earrings, then you really aren't interested. So we like to open it up to anything new.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Lots of things to look at and think
Yeah.
about winning.
Oh,
It's really a
totally.
fun event.
And we've been oogling over everything in front of us today.
Yeah,
Is
some
that a
little
combination of
voices.
oohing and ogling?
Exactly.
It's
I think
oogling.
oogling.
Right here, right here.
Yeah, oogling. I love
You
it.
guys knew what I meant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bill, have you guys done this before?
We have for years. I've had the company 24 years, and we have done a lot of fundraising with organizations locally since the beginning of time.
What are some of the other things that you've supported?
The JDRF is a great one for me with kids.
I don't know what that is.
It's
I'm
the
sorry.
Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
Oh,
Okay.
Yep.
wonderful.
And the Clean Lakes Alliance is a newer one.
Heard of that?
Madison Lakes. I grew up water skiing in Madison on the ski team. Lakes are important to me, and the lakes need help here.
Yes,
so
they
that's
do.
another cause.
Thank you.
Lily's Luau is an epilepsy event that's taken place for many, many years. It feels really good.
Good.
Yeah.
Why is it so important for you guys to kind of give back and be, you know, a presence in the community?
Just to contribute back to these great organizations
Yeah.
that they need the help.
Right.
You know, we're just giving back as support of our clientele, just giving back to the community.
That's so wonderful. And if you guys haven't stopped over to William Thomas Jewelers, you guys really are all about building those relationships
Right.
and getting to know the people that walk through your door.
Yeah, it's. I was just saying to someone earlier, it's much more the experience of coming in our store, and people come in and it's custom, it's high end, and they're a little nervous. And
Yeah.
once they get talking with us, they recognize immediately that there's no guard.
Yeah.
They can be comfortable. Everyone can afford something in our store.
Totally.
It's a great experience.
It's a definitely small, intimate experience too, versus
Yeah.
the really large stores where you can
Yeah.
get a little lost, maybe.
Right.
And weren't you inspired by your grandfather?
Right. I grew up in a jewelry background. My grandparents had a store in New London, Wisconsin, that I spent many days after school just watching him do his thing. And I knew I wanted to do this since I was probably 9.
Oh, that's great.
And you're doing so much more
Yeah.
than just the jewelry by
Yeah.
helping with these other causes too.
I've been fortunate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think the first time I met you, Bill, I walked in and it was a mother, and it must have been her mother.
Yes.
So grandmother and her daughter coming
Yeah.
in together. I mean, just what a cool way to get to know people and their families
Yeah.
and help them create something memorable.
Yeah, it's
I
been
love it.
nice.
I appreciate
Fantastic.
the no intimidation feeling
Yeah.
in the store, because people do get intimidated
They
in
do.
jewelry
Right.
stores. It's very overwhelming, and it makes you not really want to
Takes
do
the fun
it.
out of it.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
cool that you can walk into William Thomas Jewelers and you're actually there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the owner's
You're actually there working
shaking
with
hands.
people and,
Yeah.
and helping them. So
We'll take good care of you.
that's
Yeah,
pretty fantastic.
thank you.
Again, Bill Furman with William Thomas Jewelers. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And be sure to stop by the Butterfly Gala on October 28th at the Edgewater Hotel. And we're Girl Talk, and we'll be right back here at America's Best Flowers after this.
And welcome back to Girl Talk. This is our final segment. We've been filming today and chatting with all of our guests at America's Best Flowers out in Cottage Grove. And right now we have a special guest. We have the general manager and the growing guru from the Edgerton location. This is Spike. Spike, thanks for sitting in with us today.
Yes, thanks for having me back. Good to be back with you.
So we are surrounded by straw bales and mums, and you've got the scarecrow making classes going on, which looks
Yep.
kind of fun.
What
It
a fun
is.
idea to do with your family or just, you know, come out for an afternoon.
Like a girl talk girl.
They have racks of clothing where you can pick out your attire for your scarecrow.
Literally racks.
Yeah, literally
Like, I'm very
racks.
impressed by the selection.
And even Green Bay Packer attire for your scarecrow if you're so inclined.
Go Pack, go.
Yeah, but we're not actually talking fall. We're talking spring today.
Yeah, now is the time to be planting those spring bulbs, your tulips, daffodils, hyacinths. When the weather gets nice in the spring and the tulips are coming up, we get a lot of people coming in the store going, I want to buy some tulips and this stuff. And that's not the time of the year that you plant them.
Break the bad news and tell them.
And it's always hard because then they don't, by the time fall comes around, you're not thinking about that. But that's
Right.
what you need to be doing now is coming in, we've got lots of different variety of spring bulbs. Now is the time of year that the weather's cooler, the soil is cooler. Get your bulbs in the ground and they'll go through the cool period, and next spring you'll have a beautiful bulb garden.
It always amazes me that you can plant something very unimpressive looking in the ground. It doesn't freeze, and it produces such a beautiful blossom in the fall.
Yeah, it's down just far enough, it's protected a little bit. It goes through its cool chilling that it needs, and next spring it'll be up, and for spring, several springs after, you'll just keep getting better and better gardens.
Maybe that's why they're so enjoyable in the spring.
Yep.
It's just that whole fascination with it.
Well, especially here, you know, in Wisconsin, when you've gone through such a long winter and it seems like it's never going to end. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but in the spring, when you start to see those first blossoms, it just feels like a rebirth, you know, of the world outside.
Yep, and that's like I say, everybody comes in then, and I need to get them in. But
Right.
so trying to get you to remember now is the time of year to do that, and then you can, and then every fall you can add a little bit more to it and increase it, get it bigger and bigger every year for you.
I love that. And I was kind of impressed by the variety of different bulbs that we're looking at here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of different varieties, several different types of tulips, daffodils, hyacinth. We've got garlic that you can plant.
Garlic.
Garlic, yes.
Does that
now's
get
the
a
time of year.
flower?
It does, but it's pretty insignificant. It's more just the stalk, and then you harvest the bulb next spring and out of your garden.
And then you let it dry out?
Let it dry out.
Okay.
Yep. And we know we've got some different tools for planting bulbs. This is a bulb planter. You stick this down in the soil, kind of twist it, it'll pull the soil out.
Nice.
Gets you down to that 4 to 6 inch depth that you want to be at.
Let's talk a little bit more about the how. I've just been sort of sitting over here learning, not being the green thumb of the group, and I'm really fascinated about this. One of the things that is attractive to me is the idea of being able to plant it before spring, because when spring comes around, I'm spring cleaning.
Yep.
So I love the idea that my bulbs can just already be ready to go, blossoming in the spring.
Yep.
And I want to talk a little bit about the how, because I know there's different types, and I like the tool. So give me some sort of pointers.
Yep, it's going to tell you right on the front of the package, like on our tulips, there's going to be different. There's early spring, mid-spring, late spring.
Oh, perfect.
And it'll tell you right on there which one they are, so you can get some of each, so you can kind of stagger your period. And on the back of the package, it's going to tell you how tall the plant's going to get. It's going to tell you how deep to plant it. 4 to 6 inches is usually about perfect.
How do they know when they're supposed to come up? Do you give them a pep talk
Oh,
It's your time
in
to
the
shine.
fall? Like, you're going to need to stay in there a little longer.
They
You
go
come
through
out
their
right away.
They go through a chill period in the cool, and that's
Okay.
what sets it, builds their energy. It sets them, and then once the ground starts to warm up in the spring, that's what germinates them and gets them to come up.
Okay.
The part I always get confused on is how close together.
Yeah.
Right.
You can
don't
plant
want
them.
to overdo it. But
Nope, you can pack them in there as tight
Really?
as you want, or you can space them out. Yep.
So you can't really overdo these.
Nope, you really can't screw it up.
And do you have a squirrel-proof remedy? Because mine tend to get dug up.
Yeah, we can't guarantee things, but we do recommend putting some Repelzol. You can actually, when you plant your bulb, sprinkle this right in there on top of the bulbs. So if the critters are digging down in there, this can kind of deter them.
So wait, you put the bulb in, this on top, and then soil?
Yep, and then
Okay.
I even usually will put a little bit of that on the soil
On
too.
the top.
And is
Yeah.
this safe if you have, cats or dogs
Yep,
around?
yep. It's all natural ingredients, and it's
Okay.
just kind of scents that they stay away from.
I see.
Otherwise, sometimes the chipmunks and stuff get used to that, and they will still dig them up. So you can't even.
Smart little buggers.
People will sometimes even plant the bulbs and then put some chicken wire or something over the
Gotcha.
bulbs, and then the soil. So when they dig down in there, they hit that chicken wire, and it stops them from
I
digging.
don't even think of squirrels. I would think maybe a good thing to do would be just to plant some acorns in the neighbor's yard.
I like the way you're thinking. How about if you've already got some bulbs too and you're maybe adding some more? Is that what kind of this treatment?
Yep, this is a organic bulb tone. It's kind of an organic fertilizer. We recommend when you're planting your new bulbs, put a little bit in with your bulb. Otherwise, if you've got older established beds, sprinkle it on top of the soil. It's a good way
Love
to
it.
add a little bit of nutrients to your soil and keep them as strong as they can possibly be.
How about last 2 rules of thumb? Which direction for the bulb? And if you have old bulbs, how do you know if they're still good? Like maybe you've been storing them.
As long as they've been dry, anytime they get moisture on them, if they're molding a little bit, if they'll feel soft, then it's probably not any good. If it's still If it's still pretty hard and it's not wet, then you're probably going to be okay. And as far as planting them, they're going to have a little tip edge, and they're going to have a kind of a rounded bottom. The tip goes forward.
Oh.
But if you happen to plant them backwards,
tip is where the...
Yep. If you happen to plant them backwards, plants figure their way up. They know which way to go.
We don't have
I
a lot
love
of
that.
time yet, so I'm rooting for the flowers because we really want to share what you've done recently.
Yeah, last week we did the Society of American Florists had a day, they call it Pedal It Forward. And basically, both of our florist shops, we went in Edgerton and Cottage Grove, and we went around and we gave 2 bouquets to random people, and one for them to keep and one for them to pass to anybody that they wanted. And it really went over well. We saw a lot of wonderful smiles.
No strings attached.
No strings attached. People were, some tears. We had some really cool stories shared with us. So.
It's
so
a nice
fantastic.
reminder how wonderful it is to get flowers for no particular reason.
Yep. So we thought in the spirit of Pedal It Forward, we'd share it with our wonderful friends here at Wisconsin 57.
Thank you
appreciate so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Spike. This is Spike. He's from the Edgerton location of America's Best Flowers. We've been at America's Best Flowers today. Thanks to all of our guests. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Girl Talk.
Beauty and styling for Girl Talk provided by the Ultimate Veritas Spa and Salon.